Hi guys, I'm Peter Boga.
Hi everyone, I'm Michaela Byerly, and today we're at CSU Channel Islands Regional Park.
Here at Cayugas Creek, and we're testing the flow rate using 3 different items. For the float method, all we're gonna do is take a 25-meter segment, and then that is gonna be our length, and then we're gonna take a segment of the width, and then we'll do 3 time trials for each object, and then we're gonna get an average, and that's gonna be the float method.
So we're gonna need some items for our float method, and we're gonna start with a timer. It could be a phone or a stopwatch. Transect tape to measure out our 25-meter area along the creek. A water bottle as our first item. The lemon as our second item, and a stick as our third item. So besides the necessary equipment, there are some optional equipment, including these waders. If you're gonna go in water that's deeper than about ankle height, you might wanna get waders. Also some boots, a notepad and something to write with, to take notes with, and also a towel.
So right now we're measuring the distance of 25 meters along the creek so we can get our length.
Our next step is measuring the width of our channel at the midpoint of our length measurement.
So when we're measuring our depths across our midpoint width, we're gonna use a stick. You could optionally use a plastic yardstick if you have that, but a stick works just fine. You're gonna dip it into the water and lay it against the transect tape and measure the part that's wet. Okay, this is straight. We're gonna take a depth measurement across the width about every third of a meter.
So what we're doing is we're taking the depth measurement and just putting it against the transect tape so we can get an accurate reading.
When placing objects in the water during time trials, toss the object past the beginning of the transect tape and start timing once the object passes the start line.
All right, and that was a glorious 2 minutes and 7 seconds.
So we're gonna fill our water bottle up about halfway so that the wind and the currents on top of the water don't divert the water bottle into debris or off course.
So I'm gonna take this water bottle and get it filled halfway up. That's about good. So you just put the cap on, call it a day. Stunning 2 minutes and 14 seconds.
Have a wonderful journey to the ocean.
Goal! Once you have the length, width, and depth of the entire area, you can get a cubic volume measurement. And for each of the trial, you have 2 minutes and 8 seconds, for example, and you can multiply your time by your volume, and you can get a volume per second. For our trials, we did cubic meters per second.
Multiplying each of our average CMSs by 0.85 correction factor will take into account that the surface velocities move faster than the overall average channel velocity. The last step is to take the average CMS from each item and find the overall average flow rate of the creek.
So some of the challenges with doing this method is you have to find a part of the stream that is not meandering a lot, meaning a straight, clear path for the object to float through. And there was also some challenges with
Finding an area that also had no debris in the water. Some of our objects will get stuck in algae or moss or nooks of rock, so you have to find an area that has water flow that's relatively straight, that it will not be So using the float method is going to involve you walking into the water to get the depth measurements. And if that's not safe to do, then this isn't a good method to choose to estimate flow rate. And if the water is about at your knee level, and lower and it's moving relatively slow, this would be a good option for you. If it's at your knee level or higher and the water is moving relatively fast, then it probably isn't the best option because it's going to be difficult to measure the depth and it's going to be dangerous for you. Another way we could have measured our depth of the water better was to bring a yardstick that could be dipped into the water and repeatedly measured. Instead, we had to take 5 or 6 different sticks, dip them in the water, and try to accurately measure the part of the stick that was wet, and that obviously leads to a lot of inaccuracies.
Another way that you can get more accurate readings as far as flow rates is using a flow meter and taking the average of each flow rate within the width going across.
Thanks for watching our float method video. I'm Michaela Byerly.
And I'm Peter Boga, and good luck in the field.